As most of you know here, we're here tonight because of several bad accidents at the corner of River Road and Upper Chelsea Reach in Great Neck. We thought if we could gather all the neighborhoods around this intersection, that we could all work together and see if there's a possibility to have some solutions to make our neighborhoods safe. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Vice President of Broad Bay Estates, Steve Sager. He has a quick few items to mention before we turn the floor over to Councilman Jim Wood.
Good evening. I'll try to keep this brief. I don't get nervous in front of crowds, honestly, until Carrie showed up tonight. And I do get emotional in front of crowds. And I will tell you that this has been an emotional period for all of us. This has been an emotional period for all of us, but I cannot imagine what these folks are going through. When this happened, it shocked our neighborhood, it shocked our entire city. And we immediately went into action. And I was a little nervous that there weren't going to be enough people here tonight. But I have to tell you, not only from the citizens, which is impressive, but also from the city, it's impressive. As soon as I called Jim and got him on the phone, Jim said, what time, and where do you want me to be? And he said he'd be there. Again, I didn't know that half the police force would be here. Good night to be out for, I guess, committing crimes. But just a little bit of a background. This isn't a knee-jerk reaction. It's an emotional reaction, no doubt. But I do want to point out that a study was done back in 2016. The city studied the situation, are in the process, as I understand, and we're going to hear some of that, of implementing some changes. But since May of 16, we have had 16 accidents at this one intersection. Again, that's one intersection, okay? I leave at Falcon Crescent, as a number of you guys do. It's scary. It's playing Frogger every time you leave. We have a number of families. We have 126 families just in our neighborhood. 56 of those families will have children of the age to drive over the next 3 to 5 years. My daughter Katie is one of them. She will not leave my neighborhood without going through Cox High School. I promise you. That shouldn't be necessary, okay? Again, the most recent 2 accidents, obviously Sedonia is the most recent one. We also had one back in June of last year that was a fatality. There have been numerous accidents at other intersections. It is a concern we all have, not just for our children driving, but us as adults driving. So we have proposed three suggestions. I'm not a traffic engineer. I don't know that what we're proposing is the right thing, but something's got to happen. Something's got to change. But again, I want to stress that it's not just an emotional knee-jerk reaction to this. This is important to us. It's important to every one of us in this community. Jim's going to come up with his folks in just a minute, but Carrie would like to chat with us and I guess give us an update. So, Carrie, the floor is yours.
You know there'd already be another pair of readers up here. So, there we go. I think it's, okay, you can hear me? So good evening. I'm Carrie Treacle, and our family lives in Chelsea. Can you hold that up? Thank you. Sorry, thanks. On Wednesday, December 19th at 4:59 p.m., I received a text from my 16-year-old daughter. I'm almost home. My 12-year-old heard the impact. She recognized it as the sound of 2 cars colliding at the intersection so near to our home. She had heard it before when a grandmother pulling out of Broad Bay Estates a few months earlier had been hit by a drunk driver and killed. My daughter's car landed 10 feet from our property line. My 12-year-old was the one who called me while I was finishing up work to tell me that her older sister had been involved in a serious car accident. She heard it, not yet, but that's okay. I'm sorry, see, you have to put some humor in. No, she heard it, she saw the car, and she saw her sister. Now, some of you may know, I'm a surgeon. I work with my hands through God's grace to do the best that I can to heal my patients. I embrace data to reinforce my surgical practice, and I use logic to base my medical decisions on. And I am not speaking to you from that logical part of me, where I spend the most time, and then frankly, the most comfortable. I am speaking to you as a mother, and to bring the face and life of my oldest daughter to highlight the danger and lethality of this intersection. Sidonia is a 16-year-old in the Legal Studies Academy at First Colonial High School. She's taking 5 AP courses and gets straight A's. She loves crew and enjoys cross-country running and P90X. She also excels at forensics and debate. And she refers to herself as a professional bull, crafter. Okay. And she's also a wonderful baker, has been perfecting her French pastries. Here is my beautiful oldest daughter. Here is the accident. And here is the impact. This intersection is treacherous. Don't want to forget one thing. Cars travel Great Neck Road too fast. Crossing the intersection in a car is dangerous because there's no organization to the flow of crossing traffic in the median. And the pedestrian crosswalk is completely ignored by the fast-moving traffic, making any pedestrian feel like they're playing real-life Frogger. And Steve, I had Frogger in mind. I want to show you one other thing before I conclude. Because again, I just want to bring the human nature of this. This is a 3D reconstruction of my daughter's skull and the pieces of skull that were removed to save her life on December 19th. This past Friday, she underwent an implant on both of these pieces, and I hope to God she's now going to wake up. I want City Council to wake up, and I want City Council to show the same compassion that I show as a physician and fix this intersection. Thank you.